Hey Sagittarius, it's Kayla's Tarot. Right then, let's do your March 2020 reads. I'm going to start off with a 5-card general spread and then I'll throw the romance angels out for you guys straight after. And we'll take a little look into your love lives. Right. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Sagittarius. Let's see. May not resonate for every single one of you. If it does, please pop a like on this video. If it doesn't, check out your mini rising or go see if another reader on YouTube has the right messages for you at this time. Okay. If I don't know any better, I think you guys are sort of maybe... I need to clarify this. Sorry, you guys. Just 2 minutes. You guys got an Ace of Cups being offered to you, or you're offering an Ace of Cups to someone and someone's not taking it. Someone's just not taking it. But it's there. It's in the upright. It's very real. I've got 3 aces here, you guys. Just for the sheer fact that you are a fire sign. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could be dealing with another fire sign. But just for the sheer fact that you are the fire sign, I'm going to read it from your perspective. You being the King of Wands in the reverse, okay? Usually in the upright, this king tends to make a move. And in the reverse, not so much. But also, there is a temperamental aspect to this as well. So you could be a bit infuriated with something here. Can be a bit argumentative as well. Could totally be somebody that you're dealing with, but I'm just going to read it from this perspective. It's almost like something's being offered here, but not accepted because the 2's in the reverse. Now, the thing is, if these 2 were the other way around, like that, I would say a relationship's possible, it's just delayed at this point. But for the sheer fact that this is like this, it's like something's being offered and somebody else just doesn't want it. And here I've got, again, another offering that's, no, it's over, it's ended. I just feel like something can't go any further. I think there's optimism here, but there's also a hell of a lot of pessimism. For some of you, a relationship's possible. However, because death is here, it seems like some of you may be going through some massive changes and transformations, which are sort of putting you in a position where you can neither offer nor accept anything here, okay? I see optimism. Realistically, I just don't see anything practical backing it, if that makes sense. In the recent past, you've been waiting around for a situation that you knew, well, that you thought was worth the fight. So actually, I'm starting to wonder now, are some of you trying to move on while you're still hung up on an ex? Is that what this is here? Are you trying to change your energy, but you're, bashing a brick wall? Are you trying to force a new start, a new beginning here, full well knowing that you might not be over something from your past? Is that why this becomes very inconsistent moving forward? Like I say, you're very optimistic. You know it's the right time. You know it's the right time to start something new, to take action towards something new. I just see you being very, very held back by a relationship that didn't work out. You got something new being offered versus something that fell apart. That's the way I'm looking at this. And I think that you get to a point where you want to move on, but again, there's nothing practical that's forcing you to. We're still emotionally tied to the past. And I just I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this could otherwise be really nice if it weren't for the fact that you may have entered into something here too soon. Don't get me wrong, this could be someone that you're dealing with as well. Could be someone that you instinctively know isn't over someone from their past, yet you're going to offer something anyway, and it ends up being inconsistent. Despite you already know it. It's almost like you're sort of hanging on, you're waiting, it seems worth it, but moving forward, there's a lot of inconsistencies that creep up. And I just see some aspect of whoever it is that you're dealing with that just doesn't seem right. Or they see an aspect in you that just doesn't seem right. And I can't help but feel like someone's being led on here. I need to clarify this outcome a little bit more. And your crown in position as well, because it'll help me decipher exactly who's holding back here. It's you that's holding back. Seems like you maybe, you know, have a lot of regrets over the past, and I just feel like your thinking process is very dramatic. It's almost like whoever it is that you're dealing with, even though they might not necessarily be doing anything wrong to you, it feels very dramatic. And sometimes that can happen, you know, when there is an emotional attachment to somebody else, and you've got someone new, you really want to give them a chance. You're open to this, you know what I mean? But because of this tie to the past, someone new trying to make every effort possible can seem very dramatic to you. It's almost overpowering in a sense. And I feel like that's where we stop moving forward. It's where we stop making moves. So this could fizzle out. Very inconsistent. And I do see you struggling to find an emotional attachment to someone here, okay? Yeah, okay, this could be on the flip side. A lot of you could argue in the comments, that's not me, that's them. I'm reading it from Sag's perspective for the sheer fact that this is your crowning position. I'm not reading for any other sign, I'm reading for Sag. This is your crowning position. You've got regrets over something here that ended, that we're still attached to in some way. And like I say, I just see a lot of inconsistency. And I think that this person doesn't want to give up. I feel like whoever it is that you're dealing with just continues offering and offering and offering. And it gets to the point where I think you end up cutting it off, if I'm honest. Or you could. I don't think you give up straight away. I think you really do try. And in a roundabout way, I think that's why this isn't necessarily Sag's fault. I feel like this is more along the lines of, whereas they really wanted it to be a case of good time, and ultimately ends up not being a good time, just for the sheer fact that someone's still got an emotional attachment to somebody else, whether it be you or them, and it's bothering you. Maybe even if this is your crowning position, yes, this could be the other person. You know, there could also be issues, because I've got that Two of Cups in the reverse, with comparisons to exes as well, which could pose a bit of an issue, a bit of a problem moving forward. Again, I'm just seeing someone putting effort in, and the other one just continually, in a roundabout way, being very inconsistent. I just think a lot is being offered, and sometimes, you know, when I see 3 aces in a row like this, I sometimes think something could be too good to be true. And I think that to see these cards in the outcome, I think that would back it up. So I think for some Saggers, the reason why somebody else is appearing very, very dramatic to you in some way, maybe you know instinctively that they still have an attachment. Maybe it's time for you to move on, but maybe whoever it is that you're dealing with can't for whatever reason. So the problem could lie with them. If you know, like I say, but I think a few of you are going to relate to this in the sense that maybe you're trying to move on prematurely, and it's posing issues down the line in terms of, you know, I always think with the King of Wands, this is somebody who does something not very nice to somebody else, but they know what they're doing. And in this case, I kind of feel, because it is an abusive position, I kind of feel like this could be leading someone on. All right, there may be no malice in it, but it's, you know, if you're not over an ex and you're trying to get with someone new, there is still this level of leading someone on, you know you're doing it. So again, I think some of you just need to reevaluate. If this is someone you're dealing with, you need to confront this head on. You need to confront this head on and say, right, not that I'm giving up, but if you're not over someone, I'd rather keep this very cool until you are over them. And if this is you, maybe you need to be telling this person that. Keep this, you know, I just need a bit more time. And then I suppose in a way it's up to them whether they give you that time or not. You know what I mean? as I foresee it now, something's not going to work out because somebody's got issues with emotional attachment with somebody else. That's the way I'm looking at it, okay? Let me throw some romance angels on this, because this was a clear sort of love reading, really. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. There we go. Someone needs to release someone. Someone's got an attachment to somebody else. It's safe for you to love. Yeah, release in order to for it to be safe, you know. And I've got passion as well. In order for this to be safe to move forward with, someone, whether it's you or them, has got to release something. Whether it be an ex or the energy of an ex, or whether it be a literal person in someone's, you know what I mean? Someone's got to go. Someone's got to go. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, this ain't working out. One of you's got to be reasonable, you know what I mean? And say, right, okay, we don't have to end this, but we do have to put on the brakes. We do have to slam the brakes a little bit here, you know what I mean? So some of you, there's an air sign X that's been causing problems. And I think that this person's words cut like a knife. I mean, I'm looking at this and I actually sort of don't feel like it's lies and mistruths or anything, dishonesty or anything like that. I feel like this is someone whose words cut like a knife. And maybe there's this fear of releasing an ex because you don't want to upset somebody. So I still feel like you've got your guard up with whoever. I mean, it says it's safe for you to love. So this is to love someone new, to move on. And I feel like whoever this is, you've got your guard up with them. You know, and I just don't see much of a fight being put up here for this. And I've got the Two of Pentacles, and this tends to be juggling in a sense. I'm not saying anyone's sleeping with an ex or anything like that, but, you know, emotionally, you can be attached to two separate people, you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like that's what this is. Or even mentally, don't forget we've got a lot of swords here. Mentally, that, you know, we could have an X on the brain here, okay, while we're trying to move on, and it's not right, it's not healthy. And if anything, it's only going to let the other person down. So again, there is this absolute need. If you want to be nurturing something new, we have got to start clearing the fucking energy first. Let's clear the paths, you know. Let's put on the, you know, red stoplight. Let's get through this before we go amber and green, okay? In other words, someone's got to put the brakes on this before it goes any further and someone gets really hurt. That's the thing, the energy I get from this, it could otherwise work out. If someone just reevaluates exactly what needs doing now. It's good to live in the moment, don't get me wrong. But if we're trying to move on and we've still got energy or, you know, thinking about an ex or, you know, even emotionally attached to an ex and we're trying to move on, it's going to end in tears. It's inevitable. So I think someone just needs to reevaluate this situation a little bit better and start considering somebody else. And like I say, if this is your ex that's doing this to you, maybe Spirit's trying to say, well, this is what's going on. They can't get the X off the brain. This is that. Yes, they may be, you know, really struggling to get this off the ground for that reason. Maybe that's why someone's acting cray-cray. In which case, if you know this and you can get like the honest truth out of whoever it is that you're dealing with, then maybe you need to suggest putting on the brakes so that they can get over it. You know what I mean? I just feel like Spirit's asking someone here to be responsible for once, you know what I mean? Right, I'm going to leave that there. It may not resonate for every single one of you. Obviously, if it does, give this video a like, a thumbs up. Emails at the bottom of the screen if you want a personal. Otherwise, you guys, I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye for now.